The chill of an adult child turning cold is a feeling unlike any other. It is not the fiery heat of an argument, which at least implies passion and connection. It is the icy numbness of indifference. It is the monosyllabic answers, the averted eyes, the polite but impenetrable wall they erect between you. This coldness can shatter a parent's heart. You feel small, discarded, and desperate. You find yourself begging for warmth, trying to be funnier, more helpful, more agreeable, only to be met with the same freezing distance. In the process, you often lose something even more precious than the relationship. You lose your dignity. Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who survived the literal freezing cold of concentration camps, understood that dignity is the one thing no one can take from you. You can only surrender it. When your adult child turns cold, the greatest tragedy is not the distance itself, but the way you demean yourself trying to bridge it. Frankl's logotherapy teaches us that we cannot force warmth from another heart, but we can kindle a fire within our own. We can choose to stand tall in the face of rejection, not with pride or bitterness, but with a quiet, unshakable self-worth. Today, we will explore the immediate steps you can take to regain your dignity when faced with this painful coldness. We will look at how to stop the humiliating cycle of pleasing and freezing. We will discover how to separate your value from their mood, and we will learn how to embody a I kind of love that is resilient and self-respecting, a love that warms you from the inside out, regardless of the weather in your child's heart. It is time to pick yourself up, dust off your knees, and remember who you are. The first step to regaining dignity is to recognize the trap you have likely fallen into, the archetype of the emotional beggar. When your child turns cold, your instinct is to plead. You plead with questions. What's wrong? You plead with gifts. You plead with over-accommodation. You become hypervigilant, scanning their face for a microscopic sign of approval. In Frankl's view, this is a surrender of your spiritual freedom. You have handed the keys to your inner state to another person. This dynamic destroys dignity because it creates a hierarchy where you are the subordinate and they are the master of your happiness. The more you beg, the less they respect you. Coldness often intensifies in the face of neediness because neediness feels like a burden. Your child sees you not as a parent to be respected, but as a responsibility to be managed. To regain dignity, you must immediately resign from the role of the beggar. You must stop asking for crumbs. Decide today that you will no longer apologize for existing. You will no longer perform acts of service hoping for a smile. You stand up. You look them in the eye as an equal. This shift in posture is felt instantly. It signals that you respect yourself enough to stop chasing someone who is running away. It is the foundation of all dignity. The second step is to detach your emotional state from their mood thermometer. Many parents are codependent on their child's temperature. If the child is warm, the parent is happy. If the child is cold, the parent is devastated. Frankl taught that we must find meaning independent of external circumstances. Your child's mood is an external circumstance. It is the weather. You are the landscape. Regaining dignity means becoming the mountain that stands unmoved whether it is sunny or snowing. When they turn cold, you do not freeze with them. You do not scramble to put on a coat of desperation. You maintain your own internal climate. You tell yourself, their coldness is about their internal struggle. My warmth is about my internal character. This detachment is not indifference, it is differentiation. You care about them, but you do not carry their emotions for them. You stop taking their temperature every 5 minutes. By doing this, you reclaim your stability. You become a person of substance, not a mirror that merely reflects their frown. A parent who is emotionally stable is infinitely more dignified and ultimately more attractive than a parent who falls apart at the first sign of frost. The third step is to master the art of meaningful silence. When met with coldness, our impulse is often to fill the air with nervous chatter, explaining ourselves, defending ourselves, or just making noise to drown out the discomfort. This nervous energy betrays our anxiety and lowers our status. It screams, "Please like me." Frankl valued silence as a space for reflection and meaning. To regain dignity, you must learn to be comfortable in the silence. If they give you a one-word answer, do not rush to ask another question. Let the silence sit. Let it be heavy. Show them that you are strong enough to hold the tension without crumbling. This silence is not a punishment, it is a boundary. It says, I am here for real connection, but I will not participate in a charade. It forces the adult child to carry their half of the conversation. If they choose not to, you accept the quiet with a smile and go back to your book or your tea. You show them that you are content in your own company. A person who is comfortable in silence exudes a natural authority and dignity that commands respect. If something in these words reached a part of you no one sees, you're welcome to support the channel through the thanks button. It helps keep this space of compassion alive. The fourth step is to redirect your energy toward your own will to meaning. Frankl believed that mental health comes from having a purpose bigger than oneself. If your entire focus is on decoding your child's coldness, your world has become too small. You have made them the center of your universe, a position they likely resent and cannot sustain. Regain your dignity by getting a life, literally. Return to the passions, hobbies, and friendships that made you you before you were just the worried parent. Start painting again, join that book club, volunteer at the shelter. When you are engaged in meaningful work, you have a natural glow. You are busy. You are important to the world in ways that have nothing to do with your child. When your child sees that you are thriving without their warmth, the dynamic shifts. You are no longer waiting by the phone. You are out living. This removes the pressure from them and restores your stature. You become a fascinating individual with a rich life rather than a shadowy figure haunting the edges of theirs. Dignity is found in purpose. The fifth step involves what Frankl called attitudinal values. The values we realize by the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. The coldness of a child is a form of suffering. How you bear it defines your dignity. Do you bear it with whining and complaint? Or do you bear it with grace and courage? Regaining dignity means choosing the high road. It means refusing to badmouth your child to others. It means refusing to be passive-aggressive or sarcastic in return for their coldness. It means treating them with impeccable politeness, not because they deserve it, but because that is who you are. You say I love you not to get a response, but because you are a loving person. You send a birthday card not to get a thank you, but because you honor life. This consistency of character is your armor. It proves that your goodness is self-sourced. No one can strip you of your dignity when your actions are dictated by your own values rather than by their reactions. The final step is adopting the open hand policy. Imagine holding sand. If you clench your fist to keep it, the sand slips through your fingers. If you hold your hand open, the sand stays. Dignity is an open hand. It says, I love you and I want you in my life, but I do not own you, and I will not clutch at you. This is the ultimate act of respect. Respect for their autonomy and respect for your own boundaries. You stop forcing invitations. You stop guilt-tripping. You allow them the freedom to be cold, trusting that seasons change. An open hand is a position of strength. It is restful. A clenched fist is a position of weakness and tension. By opening your hand, you signal that you are ready to receive them if they come, but you are also whole if they don't. This lack of grasping is profoundly dignified. It changes the energy between you from one of struggle to one of peace. When your adult child turns cold, the temptation to lose yourself in the chill is overwhelming. But Viktor Frankl reminds us that we have an inner fire that cannot be extinguished by anyone else's behavior. By rejecting the beggar archetype, detaching from their mood, mastering meaningful silence, returning to our purpose, practicing high attitudinal values, and holding an open hand, we do more than just survive the cold. We regain our dignity. We remember that we are worthy of love and respect, starting with the respect we give ourselves. We stand tall, not in arrogance, but in the quiet confidence of a life well lived. We offer our children the greatest gift of all, a parent who is whole, strong, and at peace. That is a warmth that in time may just melt the ice. If this video helped you stand a little taller today, please share your thoughts in the comments. What is one way you will practice dignity this week? Your strength is a beacon for us all.